Welcome to news from the states, where we bring you reports from the 36 states of the Federation on governance and development. Let's turn attention now to this particular story, where Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has extended financial support to 250 elderly citizens in Ekiti State, with each beneficiary receiving the sum of 200,000 naira under the Renewed Hope Initiative Social Investment Program. The presentation, which took place in Ado-Ekiti, formed part of the third edition of the Elderly Support Scheme, tagged Finding Joy in Old Age. Adeola Aderibigbe reports.
What many have described as a timely gesture, 250 elderly persons in Ekiti State have received financial support of 200,000 naira each from the First Lady of Nigeria, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, under the Renewed Hope Initiative. First Lady, represented by the wife of the Ekiti State Governor, Oluremi said the program is part of our personal commitment to improving the lives of older citizens who have given so much to the society and deserve comfort in their later years.
The Renew Hope Initiative RHI Elderly Support Scheme, third edition, themed Finding Joy in Old Age. This initiative truly embodies the spirit of compassion and care that the Renew Hope agenda stands for, particularly in beautiful motto towards a better life for families.
Senator Tinubu urged the beneficiaries to use the funds judiciously, describing the empowerment as a seed of hope that can grow into something meaningful for themselves and their families.
As Her Excellency Senator Oluremi Tinubu CON advised, we urge our esteemed recipients to utilize this financial support wisely, especially during this festive period, ensuring that they can celebrate with joy and even procure necessary medicines where applicable.
The beneficiaries, visibly excited, praised the initiative and expressed gratitude to the First Lady for remembering them at a time like this.
We thank God for making this day a success. And the wife that have been handling this initiative for the past 3 years.
With interventions like this, the Renewed Hope Initiative is gradually becoming a lifeline for many, especially at the grassroots. Adeola Aderibigbe, TVC News, Ado-Ekiti.
Well, let's bring in a reporter in Ekiti State, Adeola Aderibigbe, for more on this initiative. It joins me from Ekiti. Good, Adeola, I mean, I like that you mentioned that this is becoming a lifeline for many at the grassroots. But I wanted to ask you just to tell us more about this. This is the third edition, we understand. Just how is this particular edition different from the others?
Well, this is the third edition of the elderly support in the program in the Renewed Hope Initiative. And for the third time in Ekiti State, 250 elderly persons got a support of 200,000 naira each. It is not only that the Renewed Hope Initiative has equally organized an empowerment program for women. It has organized about a few weeks ago, it organized an empowerment program for the people living with disabilities. On that day, too, 250 persons living with disabilities were empowered with 200,000 naira each. And whenever you attend each of these programs, you need to see the joy, the renewed hope in the faces of the beneficiaries. And when you interact with these beneficiaries, there are a lot of them who keep telling you, if not for this initiative introduced by Nigerian First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, life may not have smiled on them. So residents are very happy, they are elated, and I must tell you, they are also praying for the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to succeed and lead Nigeria to the promised land.
And what impact? Because sometimes when people hear that, maybe 50,000 naira was distributed, 100,000, 200,000, you know, sometimes the first comment you get is, well, in times like this where things are a bit, you know, higher in terms of price, and commodities are high in terms of price, this might not go a long way. But these are elderly people. Just speak to us about the impact that this will have on you know, on their lives, especially in this festive season.
The impacts are enormous than people might think. It involves, one, the beneficiaries are encouraged to, if where applicable, if you are in need of to buy drugs and some other things to make you feel fine during this festive season, please do it. They are also encouraged, as the First Lady in her speech yesterday said, they are also encouraged to reach out. There might be someone beside you who you also think you need to support. Please do, so as to ensure that most families, most elderly people during this festive season have a very wonderful celebration. They are encouraged to make judicious use of the empowerment, so that others will also benefit in the next edition of the program. Some benefited during the first edition, others benefited during the second edition, and this third edition, others benefited too. And in Ekiti State, the beneficiaries were scattered across the 6 local government areas and the LCDAs in the state, not just concentrated in the state capital. People were selected from across the entire state to be able to do this.
And Dale, I like that you mentioned how people were selected, because that's one of the things that people will also talk about in terms of the selection process for the beneficiaries. Sometimes people sort of think that, you know, perhaps maybe just a reward for party members, but it's good to note that you mentioned that they were selected from across all local governments. I also wanted to ask you, because these are elderly people we're talking about, this is an initiative of the federal government. What is the state government doing to also ensure that they feel included, especially in this season?
Yesterday, at the same venue where we had this review of initiative for empowerment for the elderly, the Ekiti State government on the sidelines also organized a free medical checkup for the elderly. Their blood pressures were checked, their sugar levels were checked, and medical advice were given to the elderly at the same venue yesterday. This is part of the contributions of Governor Biodun Oyebanji to support this initiative of the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, and the elderly who were present there yesterday were appreciative of the gesture as well.
Thank you so much, Deola, for that update from Ekiti State. We'll continue to monitor that Renewed Hope initiative and see how state governments, you know, are also supporting it. Our reporter live for us in Ekiti State, Ado Ekiti in Ekiti State, Deola Aderibipe. All right, that's news from the state. Interesting stories coming in from all around the country. Remember, you can join us again at this time for more stories on governance and development across the state on News